How's it going, guys? It's a late night. I'm doing a late night review for you and only you because I love you and you watch my videos and that means a lot to me. I was thinking about waiting and doing this review in the morning, but I wanted to go ahead and make it and get it on out for you guys. And that way I don't have to worry about it no more. It's out there, and maybe getting it out this early will, help me out some. So, yeah. So in this review, I am reviewing the new movie Crawl. Crawl is directed by Alexander Aja and is produced by Sam Raimi. Crawl tells the story of a daughter and her father trapped in their home during a Category 5 hurricane, and basically, as if that's not enough, they are basically surrounded and trapped by giant alligators that are, trying to kill them. But are they really trying to kill them? Like, is that really their intention, or are they just being territorial for some reason? I'll just leave it at that. So, basically, anyways, this movie has a very basic plot line. There's not really a whole lot to it, but it's still very well done. Like, it's very much well done, and it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. And, if you're a horror fan, I think you're going to get a lot from it. Especially if you like creature horror, creature flicks, movies kind of like say Jaws, if you will. Jaws is a classic, and I don't know if you could really compare this to Jaws, but I don't know, maybe it does deserve to be in the conversation. So some of the pros that I have with this movie, the CGI and the practical effects that were used on the gators were great. The characters were great. The horror aspects was great. The cinematography, and you don't really think about cinematography too much with horror films. At least I don't. But with this film, it was hard to really deny how well shot this movie was, because it looked phenomenal. As far as negatives go, it's really not a negative. Because any negative I have for this movie, I feel like it's going to be a nitpick. I'm going to say mixed bag elements, is the fact that there's just not much of a plot. But I think that's by design. I don't think this movie's meant to have much of a plot, because, the director, Alexander Aja, he knows what we're paying to see. He knows what we want to see from this movie, and for the most part, he delivers it. And when I say for the most part, I guess that brings me to my next mixed bag, is that it's not as violent as I wanted it to be. Like, I wanted it to be even more violent than what it was. Call me bloodthirsty, whatever. I wanted it to be, more gory, but I get why it wasn't. The director, he was, wanting to be, I guess he was wanting to be tasteful, but also be realistic to how gators would be in this environment. And all in all, it works. I don't have a true negative for this movie, and that's rare. That is rare, that I can watch a movie and not really find anything that is wholeheartedly wrong with it. So with that being said, I really enjoyed it. As a horror fan, I have to say that I really enjoyed this movie. and I would recommend it to other horror fans. You know, this is the best horror movie that I have seen this year. It's the best horror movie that I've seen in a while, actually. And it's probably my second favorite movie this year. So, definitely got to give it the respect there. It's so much better than I thought it was going to be. Um, so yeah, if you're a horror fan, check it out. I can't imagine that there is anyone out there that identifies as a horror fan that would have a problem with Crawl. You know, because even if you can nitpick it, I mean, you're still, look, if all you walk out with is nitpicks, like the same nitpicks that I have, this movie's a win. There's no way around it. This movie's a win. So check this movie out. I think you're gonna dig it. I dug it. You know, my buddy Tyler that I went with, he dug it. His mom dug it. You know, other people in the theater seem to be having a really good time with it. So I definitely recommend checking it out. You know, I don't know how many times I can recommend this movie. But anyways, I'm going to give it I'm going to just go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 movie. You know, its slight imperfections don't stop it from being what I feel is an A film. You know, it's not an A plus film, but it's an A film. And I'll give it that respect. And I also want to say before I end this video, you know, I really fear that this movie is going to fly under the radar. And it doesn't deserve to fly under the radar. You know, this is a movie that I believe needs to be seen by as many people as possible. You know, again, if you're a horror fan, get your butts to the theater and see it. Support this movie so we can get more movies like this. Because a lot of studios and filmmakers, you know, they don't want to do movies like this anymore because they, you know, they do require, you know, some sort of a decent budget, but studios don't want to give the filmmakers the budget because people aren't going out to see these movies. You know, they're giving Disney all their money. And look, if that's what you like, that's what you like, and I'm not judging. I mean, I spend my money on Disney films, you know, whether it's Marvel, Star Wars, or just, you know, Disney. So I'm not judging anybody for what they spend their money on. But I'm just saying that, you know, I feel that we need to support, you know, movies like this more than we do, so that we can get more of them. You know, we talk about how there's no originality in filmmaking anymore, and you know how everything's like a remake or a reboot or a sequel. There's just there's just not many original ideas, and the reason there isn't many original ideas is for the reasons I stated. Studios don't want to give these filmmakers the money because people aren't paying to see these movies. Not because they're not good, but because they can't, I guess people can't justify the theater bucks to go see it. And they just wait for it to come out on video. So, but just keep in mind that it's just not the same. You know, the studio, the filmmakers, you know, they make more money off the box office than they do off of you know, rentals and Blu-ray purchases, etc. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind, because if you want to see more movies like this, just be willing to go out and support them, because you know, that's the only way we're going to get more. And I personally would like to see more of them. So with that said, I'm done lecturing you and, you know, giving you my insights on, you know, what's going on in the film community or whatever. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate the viewership. You know, I'm trying to grow this channel as much as I can. You know, right now the presentation isn't the best in the world. I'm just doing it on my iPhone. But you know, I think there's a certain charm to that as well. You know, just a guy on his phone making videos. You know, trying. I think I'm doing all right. So, anyways, again, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Please like, please subscribe, and if you want, follow me on Twitter at chronic_rambler, because I am a chronic rambler. I like to talk way too much. Obviously, I can't keep a video under 10 minutes. So, yeah, guys, thanks again, and I'll see you next time.